Good afternoon and welcome to Scotland for live coverage of the 2017 Total BWF World Championships. And welcome back to our viewers from earlier today. I'm Bobby Griffin, introducing the second session of quarter-final action, live from the Emirates Arena. We're whistling down the 356 players that managed to book a seat here on the bus to Glasgow from 43 different nations all over the globe. They've converged here at the World Championships for one of the most sought-after titles in straight knockout competition. So let's take a look at some of the best action we've seen so far here this week. Well, we've got an incredible lineup of quarterfinals for you, and we start with men's doubles. The number 4 seeds from Japan, Takeshi Kamura and Keigo Sonoda, are facing an informed Danish pair of Mats Conrad-Petersen and Mats-Pierre Kolding. The mixed doubles features Tang Chung-man and Se Ying-Sweat from Hong Kong, who knocked out one of the tournament favourite pairs yesterday, Zhang Nan and Lee Yin-Hui. Today they're up against the husband and wife team from England, Chris and Gabby Adcock. Delight for the home nation. Scotland, the first Scottish female to make a quarter-final in women's singles. Kirsty Gilmore is up against the former world number 1 from India, Saina Nehwal. In more men's doubles action, we've got the number 6 seeds from China, Chai Biao and Hong Wei, trying to prevent a 4th straight defeat in international competition from the Indonesians, Marcus Fernaldi Gideon and Kevin Sanjaya Sukamulyo. And finally, mixed doubles, the number 1 seeds, number 1 pair in the world, Sheng Siwei and Cheng Chin Chen from China, are up against Indonesia's second highest ranked pair, Praveen Jordan and Debbie Susanto. So that first match out, it's men's doubles. You can see there Asan and Saputro of Indonesia have already secured a place in tomorrow's semi-finals and await the winner of this next match, Kamura Sonoda or Conrad and Kolding from Denmark. We're looking forward to seeing how this one pans out. I'm very pleased to be joined in the commentary box once more by Lars Ure, a former head coach of the Danish national team. Lars, you've worked with Mads and Mads before. What's your expectations for today's game?
I'm really looking forward to this game. I think it's a very open affair, which the head-to-head, which is almost even, also suggests. So I'm really looking forward to great rallies here, because these pairs suit each other's styles well.
Well, I can't wait for this one too. There's going to be a great start to the evening session. Umpires ready and waiting. We're just waiting for Mads and Mads to take their place on court.
Hello.
Umpire from Chinese Taipei, Mr. Charles Wang Chao Wei, with the toss of the coin.
Your choice, red or black? Black, red, black. Oh, you choose yourself. Which court? This side. Who receive? Huh? Okay.
Well, that might be the first time I've ever seen that. Sonoda wins the toss and gives the choice to the Danes. Let's take a look at our two men's doubles quarterfinalists here. Keigo Sonoda, the 27-year-old from Kumamoto in Japan. They're currently ranked number 4 in the world. The BWF rankings updated just this week. A career high of number 2, that was back in March earlier this year after a tremendous few months of competition. His partner Takeshi Kamura, also 27 years of age. In fact, their birthdays are only about 6 days apart, these two. They've probably playing junior badminton together all their lives. Well, they've been in for a tough week, the Japanese pair. First round was a bye, of course. Second round match and third round match lasting over an hour. A good win for them yesterday, taking out the Indonesian 9 seeds in a 3-game thriller.
Ready to play.
Mads Conrad-Petersen, 29 years of age from Vigen in Denmark. Forgive me if I've pronounced that incorrectly.
Gentlemen.
His partner, Mads Pieler Kolding, 29, from Holbeck. They're up at their career high right now, 7 in the world. And the number 7 seeds here. And a much more comfortable week it's been for them. Seeded pair, a bye through round 1, and straight games in both round 2 and the last 16 yesterday. And as my colleague said, not a great deal in the head-to-head. 4-3 to the Danes, their last meeting in December at the Super Series finals. They met twice in that Super Series finals event, actually, in the same group, and then the semi-final. And that went to 1 match each. There's Bert van Horenbeek from Belgium, our service judge. So our umpire, once more, Charles Wang Chao Wei, about to get us underway.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Takuma Takeshi and Sonoda Keigo, Japan. And on my left, Mads Conrad-Petersen and Mads Pieler, Kolding, Denmark. Mads Pieler Kolding to serve to Kamura Takeshi. Level, play.
So Mads Kolding with the opening serve. Mads, one of the tallest badminton players we've ever seen.
Service over. 1.
2 meters and 5 centimeters. Always a topic of conversation. How are they going to use that to their advantage, Lars, in this match?
Yeah, but one of the places where it should be an advantage, it didn't prove to be that in the first serve, but that is definitely the service. He can deliver the serve from a higher point than almost anyone else in the hall, and that is of course an advantage. And adding to that, one of the things he brings to the double is exactly what we see here. He's got a very powerful smash.
1.
Yeah, Mads Kolding's so tall, that shuttle really coming down steep. Oh, great attack from the Japanese, changing the angle from the channel out wide. Good pressure from the Danes in very early.
2.
Yeah, good return from Conrad-Petersen, and then he stays low and lets Kolding come up behind him and make the pressure shot.
4-2.
Yeah, good attack from the Japanese. Mats
Service over.
out at this stage. Last World Championships 2015.
3-4.
In the last 16, that was against Marcus Ellis and Chris Langridge. In a thrilling 3 games, 21-19 in the third. They'll be hoping for a much better result here today. I think they've got a chance. Last they've been, well, it's pretty much the best badminton I've seen them play the last few months, Mass and Mass. Would you agree?
But they are improving all the time, and I think it's, as I said initially, it's a completely open match. I can't find a favorite here. One fun fact about the head-to-heads is that only one of the 7 previous encounters has gone all the length to 3 games. So you could say that normally the ones who are winning the first game, they also win the match. But we'll see if that goes for today as well.
Indecision from Mads Kolding. Decided to leave the shuttle initially, and then very last moment.
Yeah, he thought it was long, and then he too late realizes that it's actually staying in. The feathers on the shuttlecock was maybe a little bit more fluffy than what he expected.
Service over.
A great return of serve once more. Mads Conrad in so quickly. Hit or a broken string. It sounded much like a string gone from Mads Kolding, perhaps.
And this rally was an example of why I at least believe that it's very interesting to see these 2 pairs play each other, because there's a lot of transitions between offense and defense. Both pairs are very strong in defense, but both have their biggest forces in the offense, actually. But like in this rally, the turnovers are like 5 or 6 times in the rally, and that's very interesting to watch. A lot of energy on court on both sides of the net.
Another good return of serve from the Danes.
Service over.
I'm sure that the Danes have prepared, as always, very well for the service situation, and Mads and Mads have been really aggressive, especially in their returns of serves.
Service
Maybe
over.
notice the difference that the Japanese pair in their return of serves, they want to gain a little bit of initiative, but they're not trying as hard as the Danes to gain a lot of initiative. The Danes really want to get the offense after their return of serve, where the Japanese is, if they come out 50-50 or something like that, they are okay with that.
Another thundering smash from Mads Kolding. Yeah, interesting.
Service over.
Sounds like the Danes are working harder in return of serve at the moment, yet the scoreline still just that 1 point between them. Smash speed over 400 kilometers an hour. It's one of the biggest smashes we've seen so far this week. Conrad round the back.
But Kamura kept his nerve at the net and played a block that was out of reach.
Yeah, miss smash. Mas Conrad again looking down at the floor. These Danes at the moment just unsure about the length of some of these lifts. Yeah, miss hit on the backhand from Mas Kolding. Too easy.
Yeah, and a good move here by the Japanese pair. They are like this. They are playing the third shot up. It's a flat lift up towards the corners, and that has surprised the Danes in the last two rallies. Good variation.
Great cross block forehand. Oh, it's still going. Oh, in the body, what a shot. Players from both men on the floor during that rally, one of the best rallies we've seen today.
And that is exactly why I like watching these two players play each other.
Look at that dive from Mas Conrad. He seems to stay down for an absolute age.
Okay, thank you. Please.
Well, these two pairs giving it everything and a real treat for everybody watching.
Service over. 9.
Yeah, once more, great.
Service over. 11-9. Interval.
Play out wide. Indecision from the Danes once more on some of these line calls, and it's the Japanese pair ahead at the break, 11-9.
And it seemed like the Japanese coaches were a little more happy than the Danish team. We have them here, Raoni Meineke to the left and head coach Park Hyo-bong. The Danes were a bit frustrated, and doubles coach Jakob Høj was talking about changing the positions of the Japanese players. They would like Kamura to be more in the back, in the rear court, and Sonoda at the net.
12-9.
Good attack once more from the Japanese. That surprise backhand Catching Mas Conrad off guard. Could only force the weak return and dispatched well. Good defense. And another good cross block from Kamura. Longest rally of the match so far, and the soft layoff from Kamura.
Yeah, another great rally, and even though it's a very good shot, it's the trademark shot of Kamura when it's about to pass him in the forehand side of the net. And I think Mas Conrad here, he should start running straight after his shot, because he should know that shot is coming. But very, very entertaining rally again.
Well, 53 shots, that rally, and just a taste of what we might yet come to expect throughout the rest of this match.
Service over, 10-13.
Incredible stuff once again from the Japanese.
Service over, 14.
Yeah, and that's definitely something the Japanese side have been talking about before the match, that in the flat drives, also because of their size, the Kamura and Sonoda can challenge the Danes, and where we've seen, especially Mas Conrad, in these flat exchanges, that he has played either a block or played it over, especially Kamura, to try to get out of this flat drive fight.
So the Danes perhaps fearing that pressure in the mid-court from the Japanese. They can get down lower, Lars. Is that what you're saying? Their lower center of gravity helps them with this, or they're just more skillful at that type of game?
Both. Here again, if the shot that Mas Conrad has in the mid-court, had he been Japanese, he would have pushed it very hard, where he just threatens a little bit, and this one, and then he blocks it in front of the Japanese players.
To get that lift for his partner.
Exactly.
Service full call, service over.
Service fault clearly indicated by the service judge.
15.
Shuttle
11.
struck above the waist. Yeah, really trying to keep Kamura at the back, as you said. And Kolding misfires with the backhand drive.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons, and then the other is that normally Mas Conrad-Petersen is a bit stronger in defense than Mads Kolding, so that means most of his lifts he would play in his own side, so he's placed straight for for the attacker. It's a little bit easier to defend towards cross-court smashes, cross-court attacks.
Great rotation from the Danes. Conrad coming in to prevent the block and gets the lift for Kolding. They're still on the attack, the Denmark pair. But that slower drop once again outfoxes Mads Kolding once more.
Yeah, very good spatial awareness there from Sonoda. He just senses that Mads Kolding is maybe a little bit too far behind in the court and waiting for the powerful attack.
And what disguise as well with that slice drop, leaving it until the very last moment.
Service over. 12-17.
Wow, good anticipation from Kamura, and that must be one of the reasons why they're trying to get him at the back of the court. He's so good at the net.
Yeah, exactly. And Kamura and Sonoda have been successful in regaining some of the initiative in the service situation. In the beginning, we saw the Danes being very successful from their returns, very aggressive returns. Now they're taking much more control in the front court, the Japanese players, and by that are getting much more offense.
Well, Mads Conrad happy to take on the attack from the Japanese, but it's relentless. And as my old coach used to say, you can't win a rally if you choose to defend the entire time.
No, and we can also see it's not problem solved just getting Kamura to the back, because he has tried that before and has a powerful attack as well.
A great third shot again, and the difference really is Kamura at the moment. He's playing so well, this man. He's shaped to play a shot to the left, and then at the last moment, the change of angle sent it right, and it brings about a game point for the Japanese. Oh, great lead from Mads Conrad.
And this was interesting. Mads Kolding has two chances from the rear court where I think he could have attacked here, but chooses to clear instead, probably to get a good feeling in the defense.
Well, Mads Conrad with the option to leave the shot, or the line judge with his arms wide as if to indicate it was long, but a challenge from the Japanese. And the result, well, not even close.
Challenge unsuccessful. One challenge remaining.
Well, these players taking their time, the inevitability
20.
should really be in the scoreline. 20-13. The Danes with 7 game points to save. Oh, it's another challenge.
Sonoda KG challenge call in.
Well, third shot, Mas Conrad. The drive straight through the Japanese. They left it confidently. Surprisingly, perhaps, the line judge called it in. It looked out from where we're sitting, I must admit, but I reckon this one might be on the line. Well, just to build the tension, Hawkeye keeping us waiting, and it's out. Fantastic leave from the Japanese. 2 challenges in a row, and the end of the first game, it's Takeshi, Kamura and Keigo Sonoda that take the opener, 21-13.
クオリティもうちょっと強くつなぎのクオリティねキープ自分サーフィスしてから待ってこのねクオリティ自分のカバーあたり上げたりとかそのずっと今カットレーシがいいじゃんカットレーシがもうできるじゃん上げてればでっかいのには絶対高みで上げてからレーシマスタートシャトル遅いだから全然大丈夫低いロービーってのは自分はプレッシャーあるだよレーシマあ高くことはもうちょっと振ったらサイド側持っていったりそしてでかいの前入ったらちょっと移動できるからねサイド側持っていったらすぐクロスいらない
Ja. Der får vi noget arbejde med. De er også klar på noget på dem. Ja, det er sæt noget. Det har de gjort godt. Ja. Når de ser, altså jeg synes faktisk, at turneringen er fin nok. Jeg synes så for så vidt også, at vi vores 3, den er okay også med, når vi har sager. Der var 5, og der er sådan lige lidt tørne. Det er dem, vi skal op og holde den der. Vi bliver lidt ivrige på. Vi er nødt til at tage noget mere commitment på vores egen træning. Vi er nødt til at prøve at... Men vi skal have meget gerne med på 5'eren. Ja. Den skal vi nemlig ikke afgive hver gang, at de har
dem,
spillet dødt.
Dem, der server i lige side, kommer op og dækker, om vi skal ligge et andet sted, eller om vi skal have dig længere fra.
Du har spillet den fint. Okay. Så meget, jeg tror ikke, de kan finde væk nu. Jeg tror faktisk, det er okay lige på et stykke frem, men vi har ikke.
Jeg synes bare, det er, når det er Kamura, der stod den 3 gange, han går ind og bare laver om.
Call 1, 20 seconds. Call 1, 20 seconds. Players on court. Coach, leave the court.
Well, Danish doubles coach Jakob Høj asked to leave the court. A lot to say to his players. Last, did you catch much of what Jakob Høj was suggesting Mas and Mas should try doing?
Yeah, but both the coach and the players were discussing a lot about the service situation, what they should do, and that they should be even more aggressive, especially not so much on the serve and return, but especially on the following shots.
Oh, great service return from Mas Conrad.
Love.
Indecision again. Well, that's 4 or 5 times so far in this match. Danish pair making bad decisions this time, leaving a shuttle that...
I think Mads Kolding thinks it's out and decides not to go for it.
2, 1. Service over.
A lot of tension here, and both sides of the net in the opening of the second game, and no wonder the winner today will medal at World Championships for the first time, no matter which side comes out on top.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we mentioned earlier, when we saw the draw, Mohamed Hassan and Ryan Agung Saputro waiting for the winner of this match in tomorrow's semi-finals. They went through earlier today, of course. What a rally here, the forehand error from Mads Kolding. Mads Kolding, for me, struggling out there so far this match, Lars.
3-2.
A few too many errors coming off his racket, perhaps?
Yeah, right now he doesn't seem completely comfortable on court, but sometimes you also have to get used to the conditions on the other end, because it's the wind is obviously has a different effect on the shuttle when you're on the opposite side of the net. So you might just need a few rallies to get adjusted.
Well, there's that slight slower drop again, and it's Kamura one more time.
4-2.
Open face power smash, and then the next one turning the strings across the shuttle at the last moment. The slice taking all the pace off the shot. Very clever stuff from Japan. They're definitely looking more comfortable out there at the moment. Well, that one's never coming back. I'd love to see if we get confirmation of how hard Mads Kolding hit that shuttle.
Service over. 3.
Look how steep it is. It almost hits the front service line.
Yeah, that's got to be, that's for me at least, the fastest smash we've seen this week. 419 kilometers an hour. The net cord from the defensive pickup from Mads Conrad. Well, something needs to change in my opinion. They're getting into that flat 50-50 driving situation, and the Danes are opting to go over the top quite often. Lars, can they win this game, in your opinion, by doing that?
I think they have to. They have to get out of this this flat drives battle, and there are two ways to either block it in front of the Japanese players or go over the top. And now the Japanese are actually giving the same medicine back. A nice over-the-top play here over Conrad.
Yeah, very clever from Kamura again.
Kamura is very good at covering these shots in and around his head in the front court.
Well, it might just be my opinion, but I don't think the Danes are having an awful lot of success going over the top. If they don't want to get engaged in that mid-court driving rally, they have to try to take the Japanese on at the tape, at the net. A little deception here and there, finding some space, trying to get the attack back. Or this game is going to run away with them, and so is that chance of taking that medal.
Service over. 5, 7. Kolding.
Oh, great return of serve again.
8, 5.
Sonoda with the serve, 8-5. That's a better shot, forcing not just the length, but a great angle into the open space.
6.
No, and that's an example that the Danes can't only play soft, so they can't only play blocks or lift. They also have to engage in the flat drive sometimes, and this time Conrad-Petersen takes the Japanese completely by surprise by doing that.
Service over. 9, 6.
Oh, good shot from Kolding. That backhand really forced Sonoda wide.
Yeah, and in this rally, not so much in the smash, because he knows what to do when the shuttle is up there, but in the previous shots, there's more determination in Kolding's movement towards the shuttle, and that makes it easier for him to make a good shot.
Service for call. Service over. 10, 7. Petersen.
And that's the second time out of 2 that Mads Conrad-Petersen is called for his flick serve, and that is a problem, because if he's not allowed to flick, then it's difficult to variate. So then Kamura and Sonoda will know that he's going to do a short serve.
Players on court.
Well, that service fault gives the Japanese pair another 3-point lead. It was a good start to this second game for the Danes, and then they seem to have lost their way momentarily. They have to stay with the Japanese
10,
now.
7.
Great return of serve from Mads Kolding.
Service over. 8, 10.
Yeah, a little bit loose perhaps, that serve, very slightly high. Easy forehand for Kolding, but executed very well.
Service over. 11.
Well, Mads Conrad stranded.
Interval.
No option but to try the trick shot, and it's not enough. Kamura and Sonoda ahead at the interval, 11-8.
辛いです。ちっちゃくないで、サイド大きな球こっち近いだから、ここ待ってんの、こっちまで今準備ないで、ちっちゃくここだけサーブあなたの球結構綺麗だ。あと羽に行ってあなたさ落としと自分のちょっと上がったから綺麗だ。
Prøv lige at høre den her panel nu. Jeg ved godt, at når vi spiller net, så vil vi gerne ud af dække vores linjer og så videre.
Cold one, 20
Så vi
seconds.
lige op og fylde lidt mere.
Cold one, 20
Fordi
seconds.
så må vores marked hæve det væk, hvis det bliver nødvendigt. Altså, vi skal lige fylde lidt væk. Men det er generelt, vi kommer frem.
World Championship singles player from Spain will be signing autographs at 7:30 on the golf course. Get along and meet your heroes.
11, 8. Play.
Well, the Japanese looking confident.
Service over.
Yeah, and so far there's no reason not to be for them. They have controlled, after an even start, they have controlled the game. And it seemed like from the reading the body language that Park Jo-bong wanted them to move the Danes from side to side, or leave it, or at least move the shuttle.
11.
Whereas the Danes were still talking about the service situation and the net game, covering the net, and I can understand that, because especially Kamura has been dominant in that area of the court.
Well, the Danes pressing a little more than they have been at this moment, particularly serve return and third shot. Good to see Kolding stepping up the court. And a better few points for Denmark. And a rare error at the forecourt from Kamura. And for the first time,
11.
the Danes are ahead in this second game, I believe, 12-11. Big smash down at Conrad's forehand. He tried to get his body out of the way.
12. All.
Down at his feet, in fact. It was a good steep angle on the smash. Well, happy to give the attack away once more, the Danes. But they've got it back. Can they make it count this time? Good cross smash from Kolding. And it's the smash and the follow-up smash from Kamura, and the cries that build that fierce attack, giving him the chance to play soft.
And the block he makes here is a very difficult shot in that situation, after having hit the shuttle so hard 2 times and being very aggressive. Then he just gives it a perfect touch in front of the Danes.
13. 12. Coach.
Another good return of serve from Kolding.
Yeah, and this time a softer variation that takes the Japanese pair by surprise. And that is not as easy as it looks.
He's hit a few winners' return of serve on the forehand side. I think if I was the Japanese pair, I'd perhaps start serving out slightly wider to his body or his backhand.
'But that is, I can understand what you're saying, Bobby, but that is not the Japanese style, and so I don't think that's an option they feel they should test now. So the most likely thing is that they will keep serving the serves they've used so far, and then try to anticipate what the Danes will do in return.
14. 13.
reaching out, stretched with the forehand, just taking it off his partner's racket.
15-13.
And you know immediately when you've made a bad decision from the front of the court. He could have left that for his partner. He was in good position, Sonoda.
But the pace is so high that you can't do everything right all the time, even though
14,
Kamura hasn't done an awful lot wrong today so far.
As Kolding, another forehand into the net, 15-all the score. And brilliant from Takeshi Kamura.
Yeah, and it's really difficult for the Danes to get the return past him. I'm sure they would like to hit Sonoda on the return of serve, but Kamura is serving very well and covering the third shot even better.
There it is again, Kamura seemingly all over the court. There's a challenge because it was called in. It looked out from here. We're sat right down that line, a very close call. But the Japanese instantly disagreed with the decision.
Yeah, they seemed very, very confident that it was out, it was wide.
This could be crucial, a 2-point lead at this stage. Well, it's in. What a shot from
challenge unsuccessful.
Mads
One
Kolding, I think
remaining.
it was.
Mads Conrad.
Service over. 16-all. Play.
Well, Mads Conrad right on the line, and the Danes very much still in this. Like so many matches we've seen so far this week, a real battle of wits, and it's another challenge.
Mads Conrad-Petersen challenge.
A variation of service return from Kamura here, a lovely shot, and it's very good of him that he dares make such a change at this crucial point. But another important decision from Hawkeye coming up.
And it's out. What a leave from the Danes. Great challenge.
17-16. Play.
Oh, there was a great backhand in the middle of that rally. Caught Samura by surprise. Yeah, that one from Kolding.
Yeah, and Mads Kolding is coming into the tournament, wasn't actually sure that he could finish the tournament because his girlfriend is very close to giving birth to their first child.
16.
If I'm not mistaken, then she's due to deliver on Monday. So the boys, I know, have this agreement that if she goes into labor, then I don't think he runs off court, but then he leaves Glasgow as soon as he can, and because that is, of course, more important than even a World Championships.
Good straight attack from Sonoda into Mads Conrad's body.
17-16. 18.
Yeah, I was talking yesterday or the day before, actually, a similar situation at the Thailand Open a few months ago. Chris Langridge of England, his wife about to give birth with twins, desperate to get home to be with his family, but desperate to pick up those ranking points and get a seeded draw at the World Championships. The decisions these top players have to make.
And again, great defense by the Japanese. Kamura is playing 2 shots, almost lying on the floor.
And the Danes can't capitalize. And the scores all square again. Oh, great defense from the Danes. Great rotation from the Japanese, and there's Kamura once more with the variation in attack. He's having one of the games of his life.
Yeah, and we've seen on a few occasions now this cross-court drop or block they have used and has been very successful, especially from their forehand sides, as this one was as well.
Yeah, it's so often out to the side where mass Kolding is a clear tactic for the Japanese.
Service over, 19 all.
Yeah, I thought we might have seen another challenge.
Line judge, big signal.
Yeah, well, I think they know they feel it's a pity, but they can see actually that this one was out, and if they're wrong once again, then they don't have any more challenges in this game.
Play.
Great return of serve, getting Japan on the attack. Oh, Conrad on the floor. Well, once again, and he's tied up. Incredible smash into the waist of Mas Conrad. I thought for a moment they'd gotten away with that.
Yeah, they almost got away with this shot from Kolding. That's a little bit too high, too inaccurate. But a clever attack across the body of Conrad. And he's actually in his own way there. He can't swing his racket and return the smash.
No, well, I don't blame him for expecting the straight attack from Sonoda, or maybe to middle.
20.
The lift was quite flat. Sonoda did so
19.
well to get up so early and turn that smash back across court. And deservedly so, in my opinion, the Japanese serving Kamura at match point.
That's wild.
Service over, 20 all.
Well, surprising at this stage, Kamura not being more focused on that third shot at match point.
of the Danes to see that Mads Conrad starts to catch these shots. This is particularly good catch, but catch these shots in and around the head, as Kamura has done throughout the match, because that can give them some of the initiative that they have lacked up until now.
Yeah, absolutely. What a time for Mads Conrad to get some confidence and take Kamura on at the net.
Thank you.
Well, how frustrating
21 all.
for the Danes.
And probably the return from Sonoda takes the net cord and is actually a little bit slower than Mads Kolding expects, because he is ready for that return, because that's the favorite and normal return from Sonoda on that side.
Oh, Conrad just gets enough onto the shuttle, but Japan still on the attack. Surely no great defense. That one's again, it's Kamura into the body of Conrad.
22-21.
Keigo Sonoda serving another match point for the Japanese. It's in the net from Mads Kolding. Heartbreaking for the Danish pair. Well, they gave it everything. Such a tense quarter-final. But I have to give it to the Japanese. They were slightly the better pair on the day. And the scoreline reflects that. They have guaranteed themselves a medal at these championships with a place in tomorrow's semis. Takeshi Kamura, Keigo Sonoda in straight games over Mads Conrad, Mads Kolding 21-13, 23-21. Well, we saw earlier today the result of the quarter-final in men's doubles that matters when it comes to the result of this match. Ahsan and Saputra of Indonesia awaiting them in tomorrow's semi-finals. Well played, Kamura and Sonoda. Player of that match has to be Takeshi Kamura. He was incredible. Let's take a look at some of the best action from that men's doubles. So we're at the Emirates Arena, Glasgow, for World Championship badminton action. It's the quarter-finals. What an incredible men's doubles, an incredible performance from the Japanese pair, Kamura and Sonoda. Congratulations to them making it through to tomorrow's semis. We've got mixed doubles up next. Tang Chung Man and Tsai Ying Sweat from Hong Kong. They knocked out Zhang Nan yesterday and his partner Li Jinhui, but they're up against the Adcocks. Well, a couple more quarterfinals in mixed doubles later. Well, rather, one more later. We'll be showing it here. Last matchup in the meantime. We know that Ahmed and Nasir, the number 3 seeds, are through. They're facing that other pair from Hong Kong, Lee and Chow, in tomorrow's semi-finals.
Welcome on court. Welcome.
So umpire and technical officials in place.
Welcome.